I work for Egon Zehnder, and that's a man's name. And for many years, it was a firm run by and for men. And we at Egon Zehnder are bringing with us the best of the values that Egon set out for us, but we've firmly moved into the 20th century. We look very different than what we did 50 years ago when we started out. Today, about 1/3 of us are women, and last year, for the first year ever, more than half of the newly elected partners were women. And I love my job. It's incredibly exciting, and I get to meet very talented, very special, very demanding clients and candidates every day. But too many of those I meet are still men. I have often wondered why it is that I was the one of the very few of the people from my hometown who ever got away. The answer is I had a very special father. My father was a village photographer and a bit of a dreamer. He had a heart of gold and always had this wonderful optimism about him. And very important for me and my story, he was the one who told me every day that sky was the limit. But from a leadership potential, I want to come back to identity. Because something happens in women's identity, their way of viewing themselves and their aspiration for self, very quickly after they'd entered the workforce. Women coming out of university, when they first start working, they are more ambitious than their male peers. But 2 years into working, this has totally changed. 2 out of 3 of those women who said that they wanted to be leaders in the future have changed their minds, whereas the men remain more or less as ambitious as they were. The young women's identities are quickly altered from that of aspiring leaders. And identity is a dynamic phenomenon. It's not a constant. And as people gain experience and insight over the course of their lives, they come to see themselves, their priorities, and their personal sense of identity in new ways. And this is where we need to start working with women, because believing in being a leader is key to becoming a leader. We think that by understanding potential at Egon Zehnder, we can help our clients look inside of their organization to understand who is it here that we can work with over time to develop, and how do we do that best. And also that by understanding the role of identity, we can help individuals as well as clients in pushing themselves further, in being braver about their identity. And that's really also the key to finding the women who will be the leaders for the future. And now is the time for change. The world is ripe, and so are we. And the great thing is that this is not something that women have to do on their own. There are lots of men out there who want to see us succeed, who want to see their daughters succeed, who want to see their colleagues succeed, and we can do it together. And I certainly commit to doing my part of making 25-25 come true by helping my clients recognize the potential of the next generation leaders, men and women, and in challenging the perception of what a leader looks like. Then you have to do your bits by supporting each other and in challenging yourself to have higher and bolder ambitions and to develop your identity as a leader, if that's what you decide you want to do. And by focusing on developing your potential, insight, engagement, determination, curiosity, you can push yourself to continue learning and become the best that you can be. Because remember, the sky is the limit. Never forget that.